Hi, welcome back. Thanks for joining. This is Jennifer from JEPhotographyDesign. I just wanted to quickly go back over the passing of the book here. I didn't quite finish it, so I wanted to show you what I do. Because right now it looks like the book is coming over top of the hand, but I want to look like he's actually grabbing the book. So with my layer mask on, which was on from previous, I'm going to make sure I have my black brush. And what I'm going to do is I just want to I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, sorry there. I want it just to have his thumb peeking out. So, because when you're grabbing a book, the rest of the fingers are going to be behind. So all I'm doing is showing his thumb, and I'm just using the layer mask. I'm just brushing it back over. So now it looks like he's grabbed it with his thumb there. So that's how you do something along those lines. So now I'm going to zoom back out and I'm going to go back over to my top right one. So normally I would make sure everything's lined up properly, warp tool, all that stuff. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to pretend that everything looks great here, and I'm just going to go straight into the masking. So I like to use my marquee tool, and I just go over the part I don't want with my dancing ants, press delete, Control D, Command D on a Mac, and it deletes that, and it deselects. Same thing, marquee tool, there's my dancing ants, delete, and then Control or Command D to deselect. Now I want to add my layer mask down here, my layer mask, using my brush, and I want my black over white, and I'm just going to, using my right and left brackets, increases the brush size. I'm just going to go around and mask off what I don't want. This is where you're going to go into detail. You're going to zoom in. You're going to make sure everything looks good. You're going between toes and feet and whatnot, making sure everything is looking nice and clean and crisp. I'm doing this very quick for the video. I promise you normally I make sure that everything is masked properly, but I don't want to take a lot of time right now to do that. So now we have to get rid of this grid line over top of his legs. So you can do one of two things. You can add it just to that grid line, which is this one here, second row, or like we discussed earlier, you can highlight all of your grid lines here, right click, and merge layers so it makes one major grid line, and add a layer mask to that. This may be easier for you. It depends on what you're doing, whether you want to change colors of grid lines, stuff like that. If you want to add any kind of colors to grid lines or change things, obviously you can't do it this way because now it's one big massive grid, whereas the other way they were individual. So you may find this easier. It's not hard to merge them. It's completely your preference. So that's all you do is you go and then you just go in and brush it off. And you can brush back on in between his legs. So if I press X, bring my brush back up and brush that grid line back in there. Maybe where I went off or didn't do it right. And that's how you're going to do your grid lines there. And I know some people have some problems with fingers hanging over. As soon as they come over around the box, you tend to lose those fingers and they look cut off. I usually ask my people to either have open fingers like that or relaxed so I can still see them in the camera and they're not completely clenched around the box. So I'll show you quickly how I do it. Now what I'm going to do is just bring this picture in the corner down. So right now I have my little guy here. I'm going to add a layer mask to him, and I already have a layer mask on the grid. So I want black brush, and make sure you always have the right thing selected. I want to actually be working on the grid, not him. So I'm going to go back out because I don't like that I did that. Now, as you can see, when I do the grid, it's just masking off this picture, or it's masking off, but it's just showing me this picture because now that one's in the middle. The second one in order down here, it is, I put it in the wrong one again. It is before my guy here. So when I mask, it's going to take the next picture. So I can do one of two things. I could either mask this picture, all of this off, or for more simpler choices, I could just take my little guy in the corner, peeking, and move him over top. So now he is the top layer. And I can continue, whoops, again, working on the grid lines, masking off him like that. And now what I need to do is I need to get rid of all this excess on him from where he was looking around the box. So I have the layer mask on him using my black brush. All I'm doing is brushing that away, which is now revealing the box underneath, which clearly I don't have lined up. But that's one simple thing to do. So when you're masking, it's always going to mask to the layer on top, if that makes sense. So if you're working underneath and you're masking something, you may need to bring it up a layer. If you're finding it's not working, just bring it up above the picture you're trying to mask over. Hopefully that makes sense, talking about it and then seeing it on the video. And lastly, I just wanted to remind you, if you're not part of the In the Box Education Facebook group, I highly recommend it. It's up here. You can find in the address bar, or also you can just Google In the Box Education. It is a growing community where everyone shares great advice. You can ask questions, people will answer, share your ideas, share what you've come up with. But I also wanted to point out, somebody did post a template or blueprint for a collapsible box, which is in the files. And also when you join our group, you have access to a free download of the 4 template box, or the 4-box template, I should say. So you can test out and try your in the box sessions. And if you want to be creative and try more, there are more available in my Etsy store, which is etsy.com, and shop JEPhotographyDesign. It is not mandatory. You do not have to use my templates to be part of this group. Some people can work Photoshop and know how to make their own templates, and that's awesome. We highly recommend, sharing your ideas and sharing how you do things. But some also prefer just to have them pre-made and be able to plop your images right into, which is what my templates are designed to do. So again, it's not mandatory. It's there if you want to, even if you want to go check it out. It's just an option. So feel free to come and join us, have some fun, show off what you can do, help others, share your ideas, and most of all, have fun with this in the box, because it has become a big seller, at least for me, a very popular photo session. And at Christmas time, it was nuts. It was crazy. People were loving it, for not just for their kids, but for family sessions, to update their family pictures, using it as Facebook profiles, just different things like that, because it was so unique and new. So I just want to encourage you to get out there, have fun, try it. If you have any questions, ask. Join the group, ask, message me, whatever. I will try to help when I can. And if I can't help you, I'll try to find resources or a way to get you the information that will, figure out whatever it is that you're stuck on. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me, and look forward to seeing your work in the future. Thanks again. Bye.